Hey everyone, it's Nicole. Welcome back to my channel, Relax.Cut.Glue. If you're new here, welcome. I am so happy to have you all here with me today. So today I'm going to be making 2 postcards using ephemera from Keely O'Brien's newest book, her 1950s, let me get the exact 1950s inspired Valentine ephemera to cut and collage. Absolutely love it. She has been knocking these books out of the ballpark, especially her last 2, her postal one and this one. Oh my gosh, so good. So many of you have bought them as well, and I just want to say thank you on her behalf because I know she appreciates it very much. And I'm glad that you like them too because I freaking love them. So I'm using some of the paper in the back of her book, which is this rose paper, V. Now I could have used the red that was on the back of the paper or used just the red cardstock that I was using as part of the background, but where's the fun in that? I wanted to add more paper because I like paper and I like to glue paper. But I love that Keely does this where there's a solid color on the back because then you can flip it over and have 2 collage pieces in one. But I was already using red cardstock, so that really didn't mean much to me in this particular moment. So I am using a vintage piece of music sheet paper. You saw the book there. I picked that up at like a Salvation Army a couple years ago. I got it for dirt cheap, like $1 or something like that. Man, thrift store shopping is the best place to go for junk journal ephemera, glue book ephemera, all that kind of stuff. I have found some of my best stuff there. Old music sheets, old little golden book books that I can use like field guides where I can cut out plants or animals or whatever. It's just definitely, it's so fun, like the thrill of the hunt, right? I know you guys get that. A large majority of you also love to hunt the thrift stores for fun books. So I'm gluing down my papier, and now I'm going to add the red on top. Or not the red, excuse me, the roses. I was looking at the red. I love this rose paper. So today I was kind of I decided to do a vertical postcard again. I did a couple of those last week. And I usually, when I do postcards, I do them horizontally. So vertical postcards are a little bit more challenging for me, which is kind of why I decided to do them, because it's kind of like I'm doing something new, which coincidentally, when I do artist trading cards, I always do them vertically, rarely do them horizontal. So I'm flip-floppy with those 2 projects. So I was having a little bit of an issue today with my composition, but ultimately I had fun. They look cute. It looks like Valentine's Day just threw up all over my postcards, and that was what I wanted. So they look cute. I may have done things a little bit differently, but I just, you got to go with the flow and just have fun with it. So I'm going to round my corners. I always round my corners. Totally not necessary. I just really enjoy the way it looks. And I do that on the smallest setting on my craft corner punch. It has 3 settings, small, medium, and large. The large works fabulous for rounding the corners in your composition notebook. Just saying, it's about the same roundness. So I'm just playing. I'm just using all the little bits that I have cut out and just kind of putting things places, seeing how I like it, auditioning different parts. That's part of the fun for me. I really enjoy doing that. Sometimes I don't because like I get a little frustrated that I can't decide on something, but 99.9% of the time, I absolutely love this part. It's so fun. Now on this one, I end up changing something later, and you'll see what I end up changing. I was getting a little frustrated, and normally when I'm frustrated, I will move on to something else, and then I can come back later with a fresh brain, for lack of a better word. I don't know. You know what I mean? Sometimes you just need to walk away and come back with a clear head and tackle it again. So I didn't do that this time. And what I ended up doing, I did come back to it and I ripped something off and changed it. But normally I wouldn't even have put that thing on there if I was so indecisive. But I don't know. I panicked and I just glued it on there. you guys do that ever where you're like, ugh, I'm just sick of trying to decide. I'm just gluing it down. I do that all the time. You guys, guess what I bought myself? So I'm going through a flare up right now and I get really cold where it like hurts my bones. And had to pick up Jackson yesterday from school and I was so cold the whole way. And it's like heat barely helps. Okay. I still am cold even with heat. But I feel better nonetheless. So I ordered myself a heating pad for the car. That's right. It plugs right into your like cigarette lighter thing or whatever. And it works so good. I used it this morning when I took him to school. I absolutely love it. It's a good little thing to keep in my car. And you can put it like on your shoulders, behind your back, I just had mine on my lap and it felt really good and it warmed me up because when I rest during the day, I have to rest every day and I hate it because it's so boring. But I use my heating pad. When I sit on my couch every day, I have to use my heating pad. It's just, even in the summer, sometimes I'll use it. But yeah, I love my heating pad. It is my baby. Now, this is not from her book. This was actually a stamp of mine, like a rubber stamp, and I had stamped it on using red ink on pink cardstock. And I had left a little bit of a border, but I decided to fussy cut it out to see if I liked that on there. And I didn't. Shocker. Nothing was working for me today. It was driving me nuts. Some things looked good. And it's funny because now when I look at it through when I'm editing, I see things that I liked that in the moment I didn't. But, you just got to go with your gut. It was the vertical, man. It was throwing me off today. I don't know. So weird. So here I am fussy cutting this even smaller to see if I like it like that. I'm just trying all the things to find. I wanted to put some kind of sentiment there and all of them weren't working for me. I was just picky. Okay, that doesn't look that bad, but spoiler, that's what I end up ripping off later. Oh man. I don't know. I don't even know if what I did next even looks good. I don't know. I'm not going to be hard on myself. I'm just going to let it go. It is what it is. They look cute, and I'm just going to leave it at that and not obsess over what I wished I would have changed. Now, I'm using this ink. It's called Red Geranium, and it's archival ink by Ranger, and I absolutely love it. I just tried it out last week. I got it in a pack when I bought like a pack of 5 and I hadn't tried it yet. And I really like it. It's kind of a rosy red with maybe a hint of like a brownish to it, just a hue. I don't know how to explain it. It's not bright red. It may look like it on camera, but it's not. It's more of a dusty red or with like a little bit of brown in it. I'm not sure. And we're on to postcard number 2. I need more music sheet paper. So when I'm using my ruler here and I'm tearing off those cream pieces on the sides, I save those because I stamp on them. I stamp words or numbers or butterflies or flower, whatever fits on there. I use those to stamp on, and then I'll use those as ephemera when I'm glue booking. I used to use my stamps all the time on my vintage book pages. I would just stamp right on top of them, and it looked really good. When I first started out glue booking and collaging and all that kind of stuff, I didn't have a lot of those types of supplies. So I relied a lot on using my rubber stamps to make my own ephemera. And I still do that here and there. But I need to do that again because I've pretty much used everything I had stamped out before. So I need to just sit down and break out all my stamps and just make a bunch of stuff. I like to go around mine and trim with an X-Acto knife and a ruler because for me, I feel like I get a straighter edge because you guys know I obsess about that. I try not to, but it's just part of who I am. So I like a straighter edge. When I cut with scissors, it never looks right to me, and it just makes crafting not enjoyable for me when I do that. So I like to use my X-Acto. Oh my gosh, I have to tell you the story. So the other day, Sunday night, it was Sunday night. We were sitting in the living room, and all of a sudden we heard this massive explosion. And Andrew and I were like, what in the hell was that, right? Well, my best friend lives walking distance from me. She's just a few blocks away, but like across, anyways. Okay, so she texts me and she's like, oh my gosh, did you hear that? And I'm like, you heard that too? Because technically we're kind of far apart, even though we're walking distance apart. You know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, that's crazy. We heard it too. And she's like, it was so loud. So I did some investigating and I went on, all my apps to see what people were saying, and people all around our area were hearing it, and even really quite far away from me. So I was like, man, that had to have been really big explosion. Turns out somebody made a homemade bomb and let it off, and it was so freaking loud that my whole area heard it. Like, how insane is that? That's terrifying, quite honestly. At least that's what I gathered out of my research of looking around on the neighborhood apps and stuff. So, yeah, so crazy. I couldn't believe she heard it too. So I'm looking through this box I have of past fussy cuts. Actually, they're in my Facebook group. If you look, I have Valentine cutouts, a printable that you can print. The sizing on them is for artist trading cards, more or less. So they're a little bit on the smaller side because that's what I was mostly using them for. You could use them in postcards, but they're, like I said, they're rather small. So I decided to grab a couple more little elements here, and the sun decided to join us, blessing us with its presence. I always get the sun in my windows in the wintertime because of where the sun is. Here comes the sun. Do 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 do. Look how cute those little bows are. I probably should have left a little white around the edges so you could see them better. But, I mean, they're meant to be an accessory, not the main event. So, main event. Man, girl, get it together. Focal image. Focal image is what I meant to say. Oh, my gosh, I'm losing it. These flare-ups, man, they get me just all discombobulated. There's not enough sleep and coffee in this world to make things work right. Look how cute that is. It says Sweet Valentine. Oh my gosh, I love it so much. Round in the corners, as I do. And then I'm going to go around with my red geranium. Really love this color. Obviously, I keep talking about it. Super cute though. And it's not as bright as like the red one I have. The red one I have is super bright red. Really, really enjoy it. Look how cute that is. All right, so next step up is me ripping that piece off. I don't know why it bothered me so much. So I decided to do this instead and add a little heart there and then add the Be Mine. I wish I would have put the Be Mine kind of on the butterfly too, but I didn't, and it's okay. It's still cute. And after this, I'm going to do one last step, and I'm going to add some stickles to this. So I'm going to use a red glitter stickles and a clear glitter stickles. And what stickles is, how many times can I say stickles? It's a glitter glue. I call it adult glitter glue because it is very good. It comes in a really tiny container, but they last forever. And basically, you get a ton of glitter and it stays in the little glob that you glue it in, so it stays a little bit raised. It's really good stuff. Highly recommend. I have lots of colors. It's one of my favorite things to accessorize. But with holidays, you need glitter, so I'm adding glitter to this. The only kind of glitter I'll use, because you know what they say about glitter. It's the herpes of the craft world. Once you get it, you can't get rid of it. All right, with that, I'm gonna go. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with me today while I created these 2 postcards. I hope you enjoyed your time, even though I'm a little bit on the cray-cray side. Don't forget to drink your water. Have a fabulous day. Tomorrow, just a reminder, is Glue Crew Video Wednesday, so there will be no video on my main channel just for the Glue Crew, and I will see you guys again on Thursday. So I guess I'll see you on the flip side. Have a great day, guys. Bye.